You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, this is Bryce Salvador, and you're Locked On Devils with Trey Matthews.
Scores! Oh, Stevens stepped up, nailed him. Brodor's got the puck. What a shot. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Lindy Ruff's leadership.
Great. I mean, what he's done for us, he's been really patient with us. He obviously he's so much experience. He knows a lot of things we don't do. So he definitely could all help us out in certain areas on the ice, but also like as a person, because he's been through so much, especially even in this sport, and just the knowledge he has, it's something that we can really take from him.
Yeah, I've always backed Lindy, and he did a great job getting us to this point. We, like I said, we had a tremendous year, and Lindy did a great job with us. So I think everyone should be proud of what we did this year.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. I think all the coaches together and as an organization, we did a great job. I mean, we all battled down and really focused on the system, how we needed to play, and we believed in it. And obviously the coaches are a part of that to help us believe in it and understanding that the system works when we all dial it in. So got to give all credit to them. They do a hell of a job doing all the pre-scouts and make us ready to play games. And we became successful as a team.
Yeah, I think Lindy's great. Obviously, I've had him 2 years now, and give me that opportunity as a young guy to, prove myself. And I just, I really take those advice from him and listen and pay attention. And I think just with the group we had and how they did use the old guys with the younger ones and just really gel us together, I think it's a big learning experience for us. And I think, obviously everyone in this room in that staff room also and upstairs, I think it's a big part of it. And, everyone contributes.
Yeah, I think, the coaches were awesome. Lindy was great. Gilly was great. Just working with me after practice and, working on little things, saucing skills. And then, Gilly just telling me little pointers and really just coaching me up. So, they were both great, and, I'm looking forward to continuing that.
Lindy obviously has a ton of experience, and I think being maybe a little more old school, I think me and him get along pretty well. And Lindy's done so much for so many guys in different ways. If you look, how much he's done for a guy like me and somebody who's a completely different player, but even Jack, like the way Jack's game has grown the last couple of years, I think he got out about as much as you could have gotten out of the group in this.
I thought he was a great coach this year. He let you go out there and play your game. He gave you the freedom to make plays too, and not be too tied down, or try to you don't want to grip your stick too tight out there. But yeah, I'd say that was the best thing. And then he was really good at reading the room too. It's got to be hard dealing with this many young guys on a team, and with their confidence and everything, and picking spots when to yell at guys when not to. But I think he handled it really well.
Everyone talks about his old school demeanor as well. Did you see that in him?
Yeah, he's got a lot of old school in him for sure. Yeah.
What direction do you see this team heading in to finish out the rest of the year and then come playoff time? Do you think this is a team that can legitimately make a deep run in the playoffs? And what are the expectations come next year when that time comes?
Well, I thought we would be a very competitive team this year. I didn't know how competitive. We've come together real nicely, and going in the playoffs, deep runs. We've really been an organization and a team that just worries about today. Worry about today. We play the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Let's worry about that. Once you get into the playoffs, it's a 7-game series, and if you start getting ahead of the 7 games and looking down the road, it probably will bite you in the ass. So we would be game to game, when it comes to that time, and just hey, however, if we play well, we feel like we're a good team. When we don't, and do the things that we need to do, could be a short series. But I'm not really worried about playoffs right now, to be quite honest. I'm just worried about how the last 22 games we really come together as a group.
My final question is, I recently spoke with Bruce Driver, and he was obviously on a lot of Devils playoffs teams, and he said they were always like underdogs. However, they stuck together. They stuck with the plan. So you said taking it game to game to try to finish out the rest of the year. Are there any specifics that you can elaborate on in order to just maintain that consistency so that way you guys don't fall in the standings and just try to establish yourself throughout the league?
Well, I think we're a very good offensive team. We're a very fast team. I think we're a very exciting team. I think what happens when, we don't play well away from the puck, the games become track meets, and that's just a back and forth. And that's not playoff hockey. Teams clamp down. They play the right way. You've seen the teams where some games we've had trouble and how they've played, whether it's just, dropping 5 guys back and making us go through 5 guys, dump pucks in, not be able to retrieve it. Again, I talk about commitment. I talk about connected. It's not just with the puck and skating up the ice and making sure you're making taped passes. It's when we don't have the puck, are we committed to getting the puck back? And the only way to do that is to play the right way and play on top of them. So that's what I'm looking for the last, 22 games. And we've done that. But I just we all always want to see things more consistent.
Thank you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Trey. Our next question will go to Christian.
And that's not something to be like we enjoy that, it's a crazy rivalry. So it's pretty special how it's like a ton of Rangers fans there and a ton of Devils fans. I think there's the one shift in the third after we tied it up where it's like they're just screaming, you don't even know what they're saying. So yeah, that was just like representing Jersey, I guess, a little bit.
Jack, I know the World Juniors just happened. How excited are you to potentially play with your brother in the upcoming months?
Yeah, I'm really excited, glad he's back in Michigan now, and, he'll enjoy the next couple of months and then see what happens. But yeah, that was a good tournament for him, and, anytime he medal, it's pretty cool and pretty special.
With the way things are going.
For the goal, it's exactly what he does, so it's good to see him having the New Jersey jersey.
So after tonight, you now have 7 game-winning goals. What is it about your ability to just come up clutch for your team and come through in moments like this?
I wish I could answer that. I mean, I'll try my best anytime, and if the game was the line, maybe I'll have this extra motivation. I wanted to help the team win, so I don't know. I would like to answer that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who gets a game-winning goal. It's all that matters. We got the 2 points. So
obviously, you're having a big season. Jack Hughes, Just for Brett are also having big seasons. What are the expectations now that Timo Meier is added to the mix? We already saw him score a goal and seems like he was being productive throughout the entirety of the game.
We came in already without Timo and had high expectations. So now it's no secret. We want to make those playoffs, and we want to make a great playoff run, and that's our goal. We have a couple games left here to finish the season strong and to get better as a team, and that's what we're focusing on right now. But in the locker room, we always had a high expectation.
It seems like despite all your guys' success, people still view you guys as underdogs. Do you feel like there's so much more untapped potential on this team and roster to showcase to the world?
I don't care what those people say. We focus here in our locker room. We know what we have in here, and let people talk, and why not? Well, let's prove them wrong.
Jesper, you were able to score, Hischier was able to score, Hughes was able to score, and it seemed like you guys had a lot of fight back. How satisfied were you with your overall team effort?
Yeah, no, we definitely did some good stuff, and we're definitely taking away the kind of comeback that we did in the game, and kind of the pushback that we had late in the game. And obviously it's always good to get guys like that on the board for confidence moving forward. So there was a lot of good things in the game, and we just got to focus on moving on the next game.
Work on to better yourself in the next game.
We'll take a look at it on next practice day. Take a look at the videos and see what we can improve. And there's definitely small details in the game, like in the neutral zone, to not feed the other teams any offense, and staying in our D zone structure, and not give up the box up plays when they scored a goal off of that late in the end when we lost our box up, and that's going to be a key factor going into next game.
Thank you.
Great chances too, and scored goals too.
So you described how you scored the goals, but what was the overall feeling like? Because both of them came toward the end of period number 1 and period number 2.
I don't know. I don't know what to answer that really, but nice to get the goals and the win for sure.
So obviously you had a productive night, and obviously with the acquisition of Curtis Lazar, there's going to be more grit added to the bottom 6. And with your night, do you hope this carries over into as the season progresses toward an end?
I sure hope so. Something I want to do, be a productive guy. So for sure, hopefully it keeps coming.
We'll just keep moving in the right direction.
I know it's unfair to put all the blame on him, but is there a concern for Vitek Vanecek given his last 3 outings? We saw him pulled in the in his last outing against the Colorado Avalanche. So how would you go with him moving forward?
I think you have to analyze the goals, and are they bad goals? When you look at the first one, East-West play, there's probably not a lot he can do. I'll have to take a look at the last couple. But all I know is this group has got us to this point. He's been a big part of this group, and he has made big saves that have helped us win a lot of hockey games.
It seems like you guys know how to finish in overtime and come away with the victory somehow, some way. But does fatigue start to play a factor given the amount of extra time you guys have been putting on?
Well, I think we've tried to stay smart about when we practice, how long we practice. Just went through travel, playing 3 games in less than 5 days. And we're going to have to travel and then obviously play again. The schedule doesn't get any easier. I think the one thing we have is on any given night we can have another line that can step up. And that has been the strength of our hockey club, that as a group, if it seems like one line doesn't have it or one D pair doesn't have it, there's another pair that steps in and gives us a great night. You look at the Severson pair tonight. I thought Sebi gave us a great game. I thought Kevin again played a solid game for us. So it's really just all about the team.
What are some of the things you guys need to work on in order to close out these games? Because we've seen that you guys take the Vegas Golden Knights into a shootout, and now we obviously see you guys take the Arizona Coyotes in OT.
Well, I'd like to see us finish on some of the really good chances. You just keep working on that every day. You go through your drills, you go through your opportunities, you focus in on, you take the look that Nico had. Nico had 2 breakaways. Nico was in alone that didn't score, but he gave him the one in overtime he did. So goalies are good in this league. If you don't get them to move, there's not a lot of shooting room. So overall, we'll just continue to try to play our game, sharpen up with some of our puck play that cost us. Thank you.
And then be very.
I hope you guys are enjoying today's bonus episode. Before we continue with today's episode, let me tell you about Game Time. So last minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. Views from all seats and venue, lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. See the view from your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last minute seats. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And now, let me tell you guys about FanDuel. Go get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Bet on all your favorite NBA players and teams with quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive props, and more. Just visit FanDuel.com FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA.
Thank you, Catherine. Our last question will go to Trey Matthews, Locked On Devils.
Thank you. Curtis, how would you describe your game to people who might be unfamiliar with your certain play style? So what can Devils fans expect from you night in and night out? I know you touched on it with Amanda Stein briefly, but I wanted to see if you can go into a little bit more detail.
Yeah, I mean, it's effort based. I'm going to give it my all on the ice. It's not always going to be the prettiest. North-south style, getting pucks in behind their D, good on the forecheck. Just kind of, I take a lot of pride in those character stats. Like I said, the contact, the block shots, the face-offs, kind of do whatever it takes to help get that team, across the finish line. You're not always going to get credit for the grunt work, I guess, but it goes a long way. So, I just be hard to play against. I do feel like I can play a shutdown role. I can play that energy role. I can move around. So that versatility, I think, is a big part that always does make me an attractive option to teams. But, whatever's asked me, I'm going to do it. But other than that, I mean, don't expect too much creativity. It's just meat and potatoes hockey.
My final question is, I asked this to Timo Meier when we spoke to him a couple days ago, but what are some of your goals to finish off the rest of the season? You touched on the playoffs, and how much potential does this team have now that you're added to the roster? Because Tom Fitzgerald, like James alluded to moments ago, said he wanted to add more grit to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the team and the boost of confidence that management's given to bringing in Timo and guys like that. I mean, it does wonders for your team. I mean, I can't truly say what this team likes. I mean, I got to be around them first. I got to see what the dynamic is and what the way that they play. I think it's a group that cares about winning, that buys into doing the right things on a daily basis. So I'm gonna just hop on board and be another piece of the puzzle. But ultimately, I mean, when those playoffs start, it's like I said, there's so many ups and downs in betweens that everything can change. So it's ever stronger mentally. But I'm a guy that has a lot of fun too. You'll see I play with a smile on my face. So I hope that we understand that don't get bigger than the moment. Just enjoy the ride and leave it all on the ice.
Thank you, Shang. Thanks, Shang. Our last two questions. First off, Trey Matthews of Locked On Devils.
Thank you, Timo. I want to welcome you once again to New Jersey. My first question for you is that you talked about how you've been following with the Devils organization and obviously how good some of the players have been, especially Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and Jesper Bratt. Now that you're added to the roster, I would like to hear some of the goals that you have for this team. Like, how much more potential do you think this roster has now that you're added to the mix?
Thank you. Yeah, I think the goal for me is obviously, you want to get to know your teammates first, and then I think for this team, sky's the limit, and you just try to, for me personally, go in there and start working, and they got a great thing going. So the season gets harder and harder, and you got to be able to raise your game at this time of the year. And teams are loading up, teams are getting better. So I think this is the best time of the year coming up, closer to the playoffs, and then obviously the playoffs. So that's where the best comes out of teams, and you got to be able to raise to these occasions. So I'm really looking forward to face that challenge with this new team and a super talented squad.
And lastly, obviously, there's been a lot of discussion as to where you'll play amongst some of the lines. Has Lindy Ruff reached out to you in regards to who you might be paired alongside with? Obviously, it could be your buddy Nico Hischier, could be Jack Hughes. Do you have any word on that at this point?
I've talked to Lindy, but there hasn't been any chat about lines and all that stuff. For me, it's first the focus to get healthy, and they got so many good players. I'm looking forward to play whoever I'm going to be playing with. I got plenty of good guys there. So yeah, that's nothing we've talked about yet.
All right, thank you, and once again, welcome to New Jersey.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Trey. Our final question, Amanda.
Taste for out when the game starts.
I had the chance to ask Timo this a couple days ago, but in your eyes, how much potential does this team have now that he is added to the mix due to his stature and caliber?
Well, we want Timo to make us a better team. We're having a good year. We know that we're surrounded by a lot of good teams. We want to continue to get better. We want to continue to grow as a team. He's a big piece of that for us now.
Thank you. Thanks, Lenny.
Important thing.
Timo, new team, new organization. What were your expectations going into the game?
Well, my expectation, like I said, just keep it simple and work hard and find get those 2 points. Go out there and win the game as a team. So I just tried to contribute in whatever way I can, and that was kind of just keeping it simple. Don't overthink it. Bring some energy and some physicality in there.
What was going through your mind when you scored the first goal of the game, and the thought process is like you just like scored your first goal as a New Jersey Devil?
I can't really think that quick, so I was just excited, and that's kind of the feeling I had. Definitely excitement, but also it's nice to get it out of the way.
Going forward, how are you going to contribute to this team? Because it seems like on that first goal you were just in the right place at the right time, and it seems like you like to play aggressive, you like to play in front of the net, and at the same time you know how to rack up the points.
You want to be good in all 3 zones. I think that's the most important thing as well. You got to play well defensively. If you play like with guys like Brad and Jack, you don't have to worry about the offense. That's going to come if you do a good job getting pucks out of the zone and defend the right way. So once you're in the O zone, that's where we let our skill take over.